Jamal Finkley, BlackTree TV. Hi, Kathryn.
Hi, how's it
How are
going?
you doing?
What a beautiful
Great.
heart you have behind you.
Oh, thanks. I wonder what I was going to ask you this later, but I know that you do art and yoga, and I wondered if you like commissioned any great pieces during the pandemic, since there's been like maybe not as much downtime as I've had for you, but have you been able to do some artwork during this time?
That is such a sweet question. I have not. My daughter has done a ton, so we've basically just like set up a space for her to just get really messy. But I have not, and I'm kind of inspired to now because it really is like a great non. It's just kind of an out of your head outlet always, for sure.
In Wandavision, I mean, you're kind of, I would say, like the nosy neighbor in a way, and I wonder in this day and age, is this do we still have the same nosy neighbor in the age of social media stuff like that? Is it do we have that still? Do you think?
I mean, it's interesting, and especially now that everybody's like kind of all whole, like everybody's holed up in their own homes, and I mean, I think it's weird. It's different, like where I guess where we live too. It's so funny. Like when we lived in New York, it was like we barely knew our neighbors on our floor, and we lived like feet away from each other, but it was always really polite. And then here, there's some times where it's like just like people knocking on the, just saying hi, and it was very jarring when we first moved out to LA because it was like uh like, you
Yeah,
call first, but there was
yeah.
something really nice about it too. So I mean, I don't know, I wonder, I feel like there's I think the nosy neighbor has taken up online for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, you were so great. I remember the private life last year. I remember your performance was so great. How different is it acting in a sitcom, especially with the laugh track and everything else? Like just as far as the art of the craft of acting, like how do you adjust to that style when you're reading the script as an actor?
That's such a good question. I mean, I think that was kind of one of the reasons I was so turned on by this idea, not knowing like because it was A, such a departure from anything that the MCU has done, and B, because I knew that it was going to be a live studio audience for that first episode. So that was live. So those laughs that you hear, at least in the first episode, to my knowledge, are real.
Mm,
So that was all the real audience. And so as an actor, I knew that that would be just a ball to pull off, and especially because even those jokes, like, it was written so like it's not like written as a wink, like it's like written pretty period specific, and yet that there's like kind of like this burbling tension because like something's got to give at some point, like we're not just watching
yeah,
sitcoms. So like there was, I think that was the most, I think that was the most fun from to shoot for sure. um and yeah, it was such a
yeah,
so unexpected. Like it's so crazy that I've never, that was like I couldn't have dreamt like a just a more specific or perfect entry to this world than in a 1950s sitcom. Like what? Like it was so trippy.
yeah.
Like who would have thought?
And lastly, like, how do you think the fans will be? 'Cause, I mean, fans have loved you and all the projects you've done so far, but the Marvel fans is a different breed of fandom. And how have you seen that interaction? I guess it hasn't released yet, but people just knowing that you're in it, have you seen like a different interaction with online and other people like trying to reach out and become a new Marvel fan for this character you're playing in WandaVision?
It's so interesting. I don't have any social media, so I'm kind of like have no idea, but um I know that uh I have heard that, and I know that there are passionate fans, and um Lizzie and Paul definitely had told me to get ready, and or that they were like, "Oh, it's really exciting. Like these fans love it." And like I'm thrilled for them because what a treat like they've got coming. And also like for someone that isn't as well versed in the MCU, I think it's also like a real visual uh treat that they don't, if you just let yourself go along for the ride, I think people are going to be very, 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 very surprised because like you think you really, people think they know what's happening and I don't know if they do. I'm very excited.
Well, I'm very excited to see the rest of the episodes and everything else that you got coming up next.
Well, thank
I'll be tuning in for, so take care. Hope to see you on the other side of this pandemic.
yeah,
Be
seriously.
safe and take care.
You too. Please stay safe. Good to see you.
All right.